is not how you grow a business. You grow a business by it's your fault and your problem. Posting on social media, isn't it? This is so obvious and yet nobody is doing it. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. In today's episode, I'm going to share with you 3 things I really want my clients to know right now, and then I'm going to send it to them all in a non-passive aggressive way and say, guys, watch this. This is what we're covering in today's episode. Let's go. Okay, the 3 things are, I'm going to tell you what they are and hope that you stay to listen because it's the nuance of the detail that's going to change the way you do business, but I'm not the kind of person who says stay till the end. So here are the 3 things. Number 1, you have to be pushing into new markets. Number 2, don't trust your coach on the details. You've got to trust yourself on the details. I'll explain that. And the 3rd one is you've got to get better. Get over yourself. You can definitely get better, okay? The first one is you've got to push into new markets. This is so obvious and yet nobody is doing it. So when I explain this, just challenge yourself and ask, am I actually doing this, okay? Right now, I'm based in Durham. I've got an online business, I do coaching online via Zoom, and I've got online courses and programs. Currently, I'm running a networking event series in Leeds, in Newcastle, in the Northeast, and in Birmingham. Guys, I turn up in Leeds and Birmingham, and I say to people there, and I say to myself, I have no business being in Leeds or Birmingham. Why am I in Leeds or Birmingham? Why am I in person? I'm there because the market's changed, and when everybody's doing one thing, I always think, what's the opportunity? Where could I show up in a way that's surprising, innovative, different, that's going to break through the noise and pull people into something a little bit more original and nuanced? So it's no secret now that I started doing these live events in Newcastle to begin with, then Leeds, then Birmingham, which again, I'm just laughing because guys, I've never been to Birmingham. I don't have any friends in Birmingham. I know one person in Birmingham. I know a lot more now, but it's just so weird that I picked these cities because I want to grow my business. I want to grow my business. I want to grow my business. Why wouldn't I pick cities outside of the city I'm in? I think so many people are stuck networking, doing business in their city, and it's so boring. You see the same people at the networking events. You're rubbing shoulders with the same people, and the worst thing that I've seen is that people actually surround themselves with people who've got a really low mentality around sales, around marketing, around mindset, and so it kind of echoes and reflects back to them that the market's difficult. Guys, I'm working with so many people who are making so much money. They are making so many sales. They're growing their business, they're running webinars, they're adding thousands of people to their mailing list. I just keep saying to my clients, guys, there's so much money out there to be made. There are so many people who are buying. If they're not finding you, it is entirely your fault. This is why I have a reputation of being like a really harsh coach, but I think I'm like one of the few people who actually tells the truth of how disgusting business is. Like how hard it is to actually grow a business. I'm not going to get into that in this video because I want to try and show you the remedy for it. And one of the biggest remedies is honestly to go and introduce yourself to new people who want what you want. I've said this so many times, there's so much money out there to be made. If they don't buy from you, they're still going to buy. They're just going to buy from the person that they met. So the simplest thing that you can do is get on Google Maps, right? Look at your location at where you live and then find the 3 nearest cities to you. Lisa, it's an hour on the train. Great. Take a book on the bus. Oh, what happened to my accent there? Take a book on the bus. Take a book on the bus. You could listen to a podcast. You could write an email sequence by the time you arrive. There's something magical and exhilarating and a little bit scary about going to a new city. But even if you don't want to do that, what if you got into the Facebook groups or the communities of another city? What if you learn Google ads or Facebook ads or organic reach and you actually tried to reach into new cities? So let's say that I'm a business coach and I operate in Durham, or I'm a photographer and I operate in Durham. I could also get business in Newcastle. Leeds isn't that far away. Sunderland, Teesside, there's loads of places. People in Teesside might search photographer in Teesside or photographer Northeast. So I could think organically, could I really focus on building a page that ranked? Could I run ads that said, are you looking for a photographer who is an expert in X, Y, and Z? But then using Meta or Google Analytics, I showed the ads to people who lived in Teesside, and on the ad, it said photographer in Teesside. Can you see how that is like pushing into a new market, introducing yourself to new people? So if you say to me, Lisa, I haven't got time, I can't leave my little house wherever I live, that's all right. Give me your excuse and I will find another solution for you, because there's no alternative to you reaching new people. And even if we take that off the table, and I don't even go crazy about go to a new city, run ads, learn how to rank on Google. I hear it too, guys. That's all work. What if we took that off the table and I just said to you, okay, currently you're going to 2 networking events a month, right? And I'm laughing because you on the other side of this, listening, watching, whatever, if you can tell me that you're doing more than that, gold star, because that is the bare minimum. That is what people are doing and they say they're growing their business. You're not. It is the bare freaking minimum. What if you upped it to 4 networking events a month? What if you upped it to 6? What if instead of just networking, you went networking, found the 2 most interesting people in the room, took them for coffee, and then followed up with those people, built a relationship, started liking and commenting on their posts, actually made a new connection? What if you went to an event and didn't say, hey, I'm a photographer and I want to sell my photography. Hey, I'm a business coach and I want to coach you to make more money. What if instead you said, look, I'm a business coach and I'm an expert in sales and marketing. I teach things like ads. I teach people how to get out of their own way. I'm obsessed with developing your own thought leadership. And at the minute, I'm talking in people's groups for free because I just want to share this stuff. Like, it actually works. And I wish more people knew how to do it. What if you did that? And now once a month you are speaking. You could do this in Zoom, in groups, face-to-face, anywhere you want. But the point is, if you're sat at home for most of your days, and this is the worst thing, working on a sales page, faffing about on social media, making reels in the hope that you're going to go viral, or because you've got to post every day for the algorithm, that is not how you grow a business. You grow a business by pushing into new markets. And I know that sounds aggressive, and it is aggressive to your nervous system, because no one wants to leave their camp. No one wants to leave the security of their little safe hut, their little village. And I'm telling you, it's exactly what you need to do to grow. There are so many customers out there. There are so many people who are literally looking for exactly the skill set that you've got, exactly the offering that you've put together, and your exact personality mix. And the fact that they're not finding you is not their fault and not their problem. It's your fault and your problem. So when you take that mentality, you can really start to ask yourself, if I had to treble the number of people who are hearing about me in the next 30 days, how would I do it? You can do it any way you want. I've listed loads of examples, I don't care, but you have to be able to say you're doing it. If you're not reaching new people, you cannot possibly be growing your business, okay? That's the first thing. With all of my clients, I say, how are you reaching new people? Show me, what are you doing? And I'm just gonna add a little caveat on this. Posting on social media isn't it. It isn't it. So in the next video, I'm gonna show you why posting on social media is not enough to grow your business. So subscribe on YouTube, join the mailing list, whatever you want, and I'll explain the whole process in the next video, okay? Okay, the second thing is, don't trust your coach on the details. If you're working with a coach and chances are you're spending thousands of pounds, maybe hundreds, but probably thousands of pounds, that coach can only work with what you've got. So the more you've got, the more the coach has to work with. I've got some clients who email me a note in advance as an email with an update of what they've done, questions they've got, and they are challenging me. I love and hate those clients in equal measure. I obviously don't hate my clients, but when they email me, I'm like, damn it, like I have to step up as a coach. And this is so honest, guys. Imagine, right? If you're a coach, supplier, whatever, half of the time is spent just explaining the obvious, explaining the basics, catching up. What have you been doing? What's next on your list? What do you already think you can do, right? It's such a waste of a coaching call. It's such a waste of time. And yet I see so many people just trust blindly in the people they're paying, video editors, Facebook ads specialists, oh my God, content creators, coaches, even like, God, your doctor and your PT, right? If you wait until you go to the PT and you're like, hey, I did nothing since the last time I saw you, nothing, or I did the bare minimum of what you told me to do, now fix everything in my life, the PT is like, fine, we're back to zero. But if you turn up to the PT and you're like, hey, I've been trying this new protein shake and I've been tracking my calories, I wanted to show you what's been happening. Hey, I joined this new class and I found this new move. Could we incorporate this into my training? Imagine, right? It would be a different conversation. So when I get on a call with a client and they say to me, Lisa, I've built the sales page, here it is. Can you give me feedback on the call? I've written 3 emails, can you give me feedback on the call? I'm running ads, I've made this content, I want to go through it with you, and together can we generate ideas for how I can get more eyes on this page? That makes a hard call for me because I've got to like really turn up, think, get into things, which I always would. But often it's like the last 15-20 minutes of a call. So I would boldly say I'm an expert in sales and marketing and I'm hyper creative. If somebody came to me with an idea, they started talking, I would instantly be able to tell them what the hook would be, how they could turn it into content, what that would look like as a freebie, how to build it into a process, and I've got all the skills to do it. So video editing, web design, all that jazz, right? But what I don't have, and what no coach will ever have, is data on your market. So I can look at Facebook ads, I can look at analytics, I can look at engagement on social media, and being smart as most people are, I can have a sense and a feel of like what's going to resonate. But if you're the client and you tried an offer and you really tried it and you got a response on this part of it, but this part didn't land, you did a webinar and people absolutely loved it, and on the webinar, you were on the webinar, I wasn't. On the webinar, everyone went crazy and loved and gave you loads of engagement, appreciation on that one segment that you did. That's data. That is data that you have that the coach doesn't have. So what you've got to do on these calls is you've got to go to the coach and say, this is my best guess at who the customer is. And one of the best ways to get better at this, and you're going to hate this, I'm sorry, but the best and probably the only way to actually get that data is to go into the market and take a risk. You've got to practice trying to sell something. So one of my biggest pet fears for clients is that they spend weeks, and not weeks, months. I've seen this happen where 6 weeks, 3 months has gone by, and somebody is literally faffing around with the sales page, the offer, perfecting what they're going to sell to people. The reason I'm here right now, and I'll give you an example, the reason I'm here right now is because I always put out, swear word coming up, the first shit version of anything I've got. That's the name of the first book that I wrote, first shit version. The idea was, it doesn't have to be perfect, it has to be good enough. And the way that you sell is never by hoarding and perfecting and finalizing and sprucing. The way that you sell is by communicating value and giving people, future customers, the chance to consider the offer and buy from you. That's the only way to actually sell, isn't it? So what would be much better than you spending weeks and months on an offer would be to type it up on a Word document and to email it to people who you've met, or to put it as a link on LinkedIn, or to put it in, the links in Instagram or whatever. Get it on your website, email, footer, however you want, and actually start communicating it. Put offers together and just first ship version, the best thing you think somebody would buy from you right now. What you think they need, what you think they want, not what you want to sell, not yet, what you think they want, what you think they need. Put it together in the best, most compelling way you can. Really explain the value of it. Think of how they could test it with minimal risk to them. And then if you already have been working hard on your community, you've got a mailing list, you're posting on social, go tell people about it. And you actually do that in your content, in your stories, in your emails, in your mailing list, on LinkedIn, right? You actually try and tell people about the offer. If, however, you're listening, you're like, man, Lisa, no one's looking to me. No one's listening to me. If I put this out there, I think it would be crickets. No worries. All of that stuff that you were going to sell, that's your next 6 weeks worth of content. You make videos, you do a podcast, you do a webinar, you do a masterclass, you do whatever you can to share the information. Go back to point 1, push into new markets to try and see what resonates, to see what lands. And after a big 6-week push, go, guys, would you like to do this with me one-on-one? Guys, would you like to book this new package I've got? Guys, would you be interested in having a call to see how I can help you do it? And that's how you do it. So with that data, you then go to the coach and say, this is the product that's selling. These are the messages that are resonating with my clients. But if you go to the coach and you're like, I don't know who my customer is, I'm not really selling anything, I'm not even trying, I'm not posting, you're going to make it so hard for you and the coach. You've got to try. It's like a partnership, isn't it? You've got to try, because the more data you can give them, the more information you can give them, the more they can help you. Okay, third one, and I think this is coming a lot from probably Straight Line Through, this group coaching program I've got, and the work that I do with people one-to-one. I really want to see my clients taking a risk. I want to see them taking a risk. None of this stuff feels comfortable, none of it's easy, and none of it's a safe bet. You've got to recognize in business that business is like literally 95% failure. And the better you get at understanding your customer and your offer and managing your mindset, the failure might come down to 70%. I'll give you 2 examples. I've been telling clients this one a lot lately. So not that long ago, about 8 months ago, I emailed my list with this offer that I knew was banging. I was like, they definitely going to want this. Or more, I thought maybe this is what people need. And the offer, you might have seen it if you're on the mailing list, is called Sort Your Sales Out. It was basically how to be a better salesperson. And I put it out, and it was going to be a workshop. I think it was like half day maybe, and it was £99. And I was like, oh, at least 10 people will buy this, maybe 15. It's £1,000, 1,500, and I'll offer something at the end of the call. So I sent the email really casually because I knew they were going to buy it. Yeah, no, they didn't. Nobody bought it. I don't even think that many people clicked on the link, and that was actually shocking to me. And I'm an experienced salesperson, marketeer, right? And I tell you this because I think sometimes people think that the people they see have got it easy, or, you know, they've got community, it's easy to sell. I get it wrong all the time. But the funny thing about it, and this might shock you a little bit, that offer was like £99, and like people didn't buy it, and I was quite shocked. So I sat for the day and I thought, this isn't on, Lisa. And that's when I came up with this idea of Edge Delivered. And the idea of Edge Delivered is it's a full 12 months worth of training. It's like 48 hours worth of one-to-one coaching time, a half-day strategy day to kick off in person, and then a couple of other half days as the year goes on. And then I offered to build a website for these people from scratch, rebuild what they've got, or build a website if they didn't have one, run a full campaign for them, film the videos, make the content, go into Meta, Google Ads, whatever, run the whole campaign for them, and just support them, challenge them, offer more of a media service and a production service as well as the coaching. So instead of being like, go do this, client, it was like, right, client, here's what we're going to do together. So I sent the offer out, and the offer was £10,000 plus VAT. And I said, I've only got room for 2 people, because obviously it was a massive project. And I emailed it out, and within, I think, 4 days, I'd sold both of those packages. So I went from an offer which was going to bring me in like £1,500, maybe some upsells, to 20 grand in revenue. And in that sense, I was really glad that that first offer failed. And if that had failed, it would have knocked me, but I would have tried something else. And if all of those things had failed, I would have gone back to the drawing board on adding value. How could I run something really low risk where someone doesn't have to sign up, opt in, do something like that that presents a barrier? I just want to start getting eyes on so I can start to teach. And then as I start to teach, I build audience and community, and I can test new products again. I think there is a certain thick-skinnedness with online sales, or, you know, any kind of business, where it isn't about every sale working. It isn't about every bit of content working. If I do 20 videos, one of them will do well, and the 19 failed. Most people will only do 1 or 3 or 5 videos, and they didn't work when it was video 17 that was going to work. That's what I mean by get better, get better, get better. The market, your customers, social, it's giving you feedback all the time. If I want to be a better speaker and I go to 1 networking event a week and I get to do 1 talk every 2 months, and there's someone else who goes to 3 networking events a week, does their elevator pitch 3 times a week, gets 2 opportunities to speak, who's going to be better? Me with my 4 in a month, or that person who's done 3 times as many as me? It's not the practice that makes you better. It's the feedback that you get and how you respond to it. That's what makes you better, okay? You've got to fail your way to the top. Not everything you do, and in fact, 75% of what you do ain't gonna work. The people who make it are the ones who just don't quit. They try again, and they try again faster, okay? If you love this, guys, please hit like, hit subscribe, leave a comment. I'm a real person. I'll enjoy seeing that. And if you want to find out how you can work with me, there's an amazing course that I've put the link to in the details below. It's £99. It's 6 hours on the truth of what it takes to market and sell in today's market. It's a no-brainer. I would definitely invest and give it a go. All right, thanks guys, over and out.